to take on the week.
Yeah. Do you just take the core, or do you take, you don't take Vitalize, right?
No, because I'm still nursing. I tried and it wasn't good for my milk.
Yeah.
So yeah, just the core. Mina, Taryn.
Yeah. Huh? Oh,
Taryn
Sean
just got on. Yeah. It's more than just you and I.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on. Do you guys know that?
I know, we're just like yapping.
Oh,
Hey,
we were
guys.
just chatting.
Oh, no, I don't care,
Oh.
but you just said that there's all these people on. So I was like, does it not show that there's people on? Because when I got on, there was people on. Oh, okay.
Oh, when we first got on, there was just us. So we were just chatting.
Oh, so you started talking.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah, good morning, everyone. So let's start out by, I want to know what good things happened to you this weekend. Maybe it was just like something finally came through, or you got good news, or maybe you did something really awesome in your business and you're like super proud of yourself, or you got those things done on your to-do list. Tell me the things that you're just really happy that happened this weekend. Silver lining, if you had a crappy weekend, you're the person who needs to put this in the chat. Like you have to do it. It's the only way to change it.
So
I'll go.
April and I were, oh, sorry.
you go.
I was just going to say, April and I were chatting on Saturday, and we were talking about like 21 Social and kind of some of the stuff that we're doing to try and
Alicia, you got muted somehow.
Oh,
and we missed
that's
what you
weird.
said.
That's so weird.
I know. I was like, wait.
Are you muting me, Taryn?
I'm like, why can't I hear her anymore?
You're like, shut up.
I'm like, and next, April, please tell us what's going on. Okay, go.
Sorry, did you hear anything I said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was, okay, start over. So April and I were chatting on Saturday, and we were part of what we were talking about was 21 Social, and how I just kind of was feeling like I wasn't sure how well it was really working for me. I was kind of having some doubts about it. And then literally we got off the phone, and not even like an hour later, I had a message in my inbox from a response from somebody from the automated message. And she was like, I'd like to learn more. Like, yeah, all interested. I haven't had somebody do that in a little while. So that's why I was kind of feeling doubtful about if it was working or not. And so yeah, so we're gonna get on the phone this week.
Well, what I love about 21 Social, so if you guys don't know what 21 Social is, it's for people who want to grow on Instagram. If you haven't even like figured out Facebook yet, or figured out like that, don't worry about adding in another platform. That's a huge mistake I see people do. Is like, oh, well, so-and-so talked about Instagram and TikTok and whatever that room was called. What was that room called? Clubhouse. Yeah. Like all these different things where that can get really overwhelming. And if you're not ready for that, then you're not ready for that. Don't focus on what someone else is doing and think you need to do that to have success, because you don't. So I always think back when Francesca Fields told me that she doesn't have TikTok or will ever have TikTok. And she doesn't even really post on social media. So like, she's the most successful person. Well, she's about to be the highest ranked person in the whole company, because she is hitting Royal Diamond this month. And so that's crazy. And she's not even on TikTok. So just remember that. So that's what 21 Social is. It's a software. And if you want more info, you can just send me a message. If you're like watching this recording, I think everyone who's on live has kind of heard about it, but it's a software. I think it's like $100 a month, and it helps you get engagement, and it helps you get new followers. And then it messages your new followers for you with whatever you want it to say. So Alicia, the thing that I like about 21 Social and why I don't foresee myself ever leaving them, because I feel like even like no matter what industry, no matter what I'm doing, I'm always going to need that. And the reason why I won't leave them is because I love their customer service. And the second that you have a question, or like something doesn't make sense, or you just want them to explain something more, or you're kind of doubting what's going on, by just emailing them, the guy emails back like right away. He is so thorough. He is so kind, like so good, helps you. And that's what I love so much about the company, is that you can ask them for like, so your message, what I do is if I'm sending a message out, you have to think of what is the purpose of the message that you're sending out. So I just switched my message, and now my purpose is to drive more people to check out my life coaching page. Like I'm trying to get people to like, I'm like, hey, I'm so glad to connect with you. I'm a life coach. I'm really focused on this, this, and this. If you feel like you would ever want to talk or connect, like, you know, whatever. So I'm not expecting people to like message me back right away, but I'm trying to get my brand out there. So that's my focus. Before was I was sending out messages trying to get people to say, yes, I would love to watch the video, or yes, I would love to get on the call. So that sounds like that was your intention of sending out your message. That's what people were saying back to you. So if that's what you want and you're not getting the results, then change the message. Sometimes I change the message like like every 3 days. I'll be like, okay, can we change this message? Like if I send out, if I usually get about like 20 new followers a day. So if this message goes out to 60 people, 20 people a day, for 3 days. If it goes out to 60 people and nobody asks me a question back, or nobody like even hearts the message, or nobody says anything, then I know the message isn't good. It looks spammy. And the goal with Instagram is to not look spammy, because how many messages do you get on Instagram that are like, hey, thanks for the follow. Also check out this person's page, or you know, thanks for the follow, blah, 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 like whatever. You can tell that it's like an automatic, it was like a copy paste automatic thing coming to you, that they didn't actually care. And so I have found that like shorter and simpler and more to the point is better on Instagram, because people don't feel like it's spammy. So it's like, hey, I checked out your site, or I checked out your page. You seem like the person I'm looking for. I'm curious to know, are you looking for work right now? If you sent a message like that, that would probably get more responses. I guarantee you, like almost every single person would respond and say, yeah, what is it? Or no, but what are you doing? Or kind of, it just depends what it is. Like you would have people respond back to you. Or you could say like, do you know anyone right now who's looking for a social selling job? Or, you know, something like that. Like that would get more people responding back. So what I like about 21 Social is that you can change that message all the time, and he never gets annoyed by you changing it, because sometimes I change it like way too much. But he can help you. You can ask him to see your engagement report, and he'll send you like a graph and like a chart of your followers, how they've increased, like every day, how many new people came in. He'll be able to like measure your growth, almost like your growth. I would say that, like, can you send me, I would ask him, like, do you have anything that you can send me that will show me the growth of my account since I started working with you? And they will send it to you, and you'll be able to see like black and white, this is working. And so I did that. And then I thought like, okay, if this kept up for the next 5 years, how would my page look in 5 years? How many new people? I was like, holy crap, this is crazy. Like that's so many new people. So with Instagram, you do have to think too, like in terms of years later. Like I'm doing this for 3 years from now, not doing this for what's happening right now. But yeah, that is amazing that she messaged you. And then it makes it so exciting. Like, oh, finally. Okay, good. Finally, this is starting to work. Like somebody's interested. Somebody reached out to me. It's so good. And it just goes to show you that so many people are out there. We just have to ask. And if we're not asking, if we're not doing IPAs and we're not asking, then we don't ever know. So I love that 21 Social also does my IPAs for me. So even on days where I'm not working at all, I still am working. I mean, I'm still doing something. So I love that. Very cool. April, what was the thing you were going to say?
I got my VIP ticket for convention. I don't know if everybody's seen, but on our website, you can go in the back office, and if you haven't got your convention ticket, you can buy a VIP convention ticket, or you can upgrade your current ticket. And it does cost a little bit of money. And I did have to pray on it for the night, but all I could imagine is myself sitting like in the like general section, looking over at the VIP section, like what, like I should have spent the money and been over there, because I can only imagine what experiences are going to come from that, you know, like just being with all the top leaders. Like I just constantly want to surround myself with like everybody that is successful, because I'm going to be that successful. I just know it. And you guys too. But I am like so pumped for that. And I feel like with Brandon Stevens, like planning everything, like hopefully he has like a touch to do with the VIP packages, because he's like so bougie and over the top. So who knows what will be in those swag bags. So anyways, that was my celebration. And I just want to shout out Aaron for being consistent. And I don't know. I love you, Aaron. I'm so proud of you. I would love for you to shout out your accomplishment. I don't want to get the cat out of the bag for you.
Are you trying to mute Aaron or no?
She can't. She said can't really talk. Do you want me to say it for you?
Oh, okay.
She got a message randomly this weekend from someone she works with, and the lady was like, I'm ready to talk to you on Monday. Bring all the information about signing up with Q. So she's gonna sign a new ambassador.
Oh my gosh.
I know, I'm so excited. She messaged me and I was like, yes, I knew something was going to happen. I'm like, I just know it. I'm so excited for you, Aaron.
Awesome. This is your first ambassador, right? Second. Okay. Is your first one still here? Like still working, still ordering, all that? Oh my gosh. So cool. So you're about to get promoted. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. I love that. Aaron literally gets the award for most like consistent and just like showing up. For real. Showing up and just like not giving up and just like sticking it out. Aaron, your story is going to be so incredible, and it's going to impact so many people that hear your story. Just like, I don't know if you guys watched the Q News Live I did last Thursday, but it's so true. Like comparing, and the stories that get people to come into Q are like Brittany Hitch and Francesca Fields and Jenna Tomer, and these people's names that we hear that come in and just like shoot to the top so fast. But the people who have been here a while and then are still like showing up and they're working hard, and it might take 5 years to hit a decent rank, like silver or gold, like where you're making a decent paycheck, like those are the stories that are going to get people to stay. And I love that I have a story like that, because I feel like I can be relatable to more people. I wouldn't want a story like, oh, I made, $1 million in 6 months. Like, because that's really not relatable to people. And yeah, the $1 million would have been cool, but like, I would rather have a story that I can relate to more people forever. It's like so important. Just like, I'm so grateful that I have had days where, or not days, but I've had seasons in my life where I was super broke. And I'm really grateful for that now, because I get what that's like. I know what it's like to pay for gas and quarters. Like, I know what it's like to call your cell phone company and to see if you can skip that month, and your car payment and see if you can skip a month and fill out the form, because they let you skip 1 month per year. If you don't know that, it's a law, and they'll let you skip 1 month per year in your auto loan. Like, I had to figure that out because I was so broke. So I'm so grateful that I did, though, because I've been able to help so many other people out. So I love when I see people come in and then it takes them a little while to start hitting those promotions, because I know for a fact that every single person can hit the promotions. It's just about doing all the background work and piecing together all the puzzle pieces in the back and getting everything to go. And majority of people, before they find something like Q, like in this industry, don't really have experience like thinking positive and growing yourself and being more confident and like all, all these things that we learn and we grow with and we think about. The typical person in the world doesn't like strive to be better, and they're not like making gratitude lists, and they're not listening to motivational things, and they're not investing in their future of their family. Like, they don't. So when you join Q and this is your first thing, like it was for me, it's like, oh, hold on a second. I have like so much to work on before I even think of bringing people into this business for me. So it does eventually start to work. Even if you're the lowest influence ever, I've seen people come in and start to build it back up. And that's why I like Fran's story so much, is because she was someone who had zero influence. She says she actually had negative influence over people. That it's not that she didn't have influence. It's not that she didn't have no credit. She had bad credit, like, oh, yikes. It's not that there's no history. It's that the history is really bad. And that's even harder to overcome. So, yeah, I just love when I see people hitting those ranks. So congratulations, Erin. That's so exciting. And April, for you too, doing the VIP. It's funny because April texted me and said, I did the, I'm going to do the VIP experience. I was like, I already knew you were. That's why I didn't even talk to you about it. Like, I just know that April's the type of person that's like, oh, yep, I'm investing. I'm doing it. Like, it's whatever's going to make me better. I'm doing it. Like, oh, this branding thing, X amount of dollars, don't care. I'm doing it. Oh, I found this other thing, this coaching. I'm doing private coaching with so-and-so. Oh, yep, I'm going to do it. Like, you just do believe it, and you know it, and you just boldly lead from the front. So that's probably why you have a team of people, and you're starting to attract people that are like that are like, we're in it, we're doing it, we're here, because your belief is so solid. They say it, and I've always heard this saying, 1% doubt and you're out. Has anyone else heard that? 1%, my highlighter like appears out of my shirt. I was like, well, anyone else? I've heard that, and doing this manifesting $1,000 really has helped me to realize the saying of 1% doubt and you're out. That if you do have just that tiny little bit that it's not going to work, that tiny little bit of doubt, then it's not going to work. Like for this ambassador, perfect example for both of your ambassadors coming up, Alicia and Erin. So if you're thinking, they're probably not going to sign. Like, don't even get your hopes up. They're not going to sign up. It'll be okay. If you're like even a little bit thinking that, that's exactly what's going to happen. So shifting your mindset of like, this person is signing up. They're signing up. Okay. Am I prepared? Am I ready for this person to sign up right now? If they're like, yep, I'm ready to go, let's sign up right now. Are you prepared? Do you know the steps that you're going to give them once they say, yes, I want to sign up? What do I do next? Do you know what to do next? Because if you don't, that's, I think, a lot. April and I were talking about this, that we don't prepare for. We don't have new ambassadors joining us yet. So we're just thinking like, okay, I just have to get the ambassadors here. And once they're here, then I'm going to learn how to train them and coach them and what to do in the system and all that. And partially that is true. Like partially you don't want to overwhelm yourself. So you do want to like break it down into chunks, but also you need to prepare for what's coming. And I shared with you guys a few months ago when I hired my business coach, and I told her that I wanted to start doing life coaching. And she asked me how much money I want to make. And then she said, okay, so are you prepared to receive that amount of money per month right now? And I was like, what do you mean prepared? Like, I didn't understand like what the word prepared meant. Like, I was kind of thinking more like mentally prepared. Like, have you like asked for it? Have you like opened up your mindset for it? Like, that's kind of what I was thinking. But what she meant was not that. She meant something totally different. So let's say your goal is to be, what goal do we want to set? Let's say your goal, okay, I'm going to ask you guys your goals. So how many ambassadors do you shoot for every single month to get? And you probably or maybe aren't getting this, and that's okay, but what in your head is the number that you've set of like, this is how many ambassadors I want to sign up per month? Have you even thought of that? If you have, put it in the chat of what your personal goal is. There's no right or wrong answer. Your personal goal can be 1, your personal goal can be 10. And just because you write 10, I'm not going to think you're like any more determined than the person with 1. Everyone is different. Okay, so 4, 2, 1, 2, 4, 2. Okay, perfect. So like 1 to 4. If you don't know that answer, if you're like, oh, I've never thought of that. That is your step 1. You need to know your goal so that you can focus on it so you can hit it. So at the beginning of every single month, you should make a list and say, I'm going to sign X amount of ambassadors and I'm going to sign X amount of customers, and put it on a whiteboard. And I like to put it on a whiteboard and I put my goal and I number it. And then as I sign up customers, ambassadors, I write their names in those slots. So it shows me like, for the month of April, I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, 4, and then customers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or however many I want. And then as I get them, I'm going to fill them in, because that to me will show me like, this is my goal. I'm looking for 2 more people. I need 2 more people. Where are my 2 people? Lord, bring me 2 more people. Bring me people who need me. It's like I can constantly look at it and think about it and see it. And if you don't know the number, you don't know the number. You don't even know what you're striving for. You're like, well, if I get 1, I get 1. So it starts with that of like being prepared for it and focusing on it. So you need a number. But let's say your number is to sign, we're going to use the number 3 because it's kind of in the middle of whatever all you guys said. So if your goal is to sign 3 people this month, are you prepared to do that? If 3 people came in your inbox right now and were like, I want to join your team, are you 100% confident that you can help get them to executive? Put it in the chat. Are you 100% confident? 1% doubt and you're out. So if you're not 100%, then you're not confident. So are you confident? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. If you could get someone to executive, if you could get all 3 people to executive, if they were the right people, obviously they have to be the right people. We're thinking of the right people. We're not thinking the wrong people that we have to drag and like beg and plead. And, we're not thinking that. We're thinking of the right person who joins and is like, I'm in it. Tell me what to do. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. It's probably a lot easier to put yes in the chat than it is to put no. So I'm assuming that the people who said no, or who didn't say no, but didn't say yes, probably are saying no. So I want to tell you something. If you do know what to do next and you think you can get them to executive, then perfect. That belief in yourself is exactly what you need to attract more ambassadors. So all you need to do is to talk about that more on social media. You need to talk more to people to let them know that you could get them a $750 paycheck in the next month. You're confident, you know it. And Jake has made leaks and said that don't be surprised if weekly pay rolls out at the beginning of May for the US. So now you could get someone $750 in 1 week. So it wouldn't even have to be like waiting, all those weeks. So you need to start talking about it more, making posts, post a picture of yourself, or post a picture with you and your team, or you and some people at convention that you went to, or you and a mentor, or, post a picture of a book, or what kind of value can you bring to someone else's life? Getting someone to executive isn't just, you're not just, I'm teaching them a job, but you're teaching them skills. You're going to teach them all the different things as you train them. You're going to teach them how to believe in themselves, how to set goals. You're going to teach them how to make affirmations. You're probably going to talk about our manifesting $1,000 challenge at some point. You're going to talk to them about convention. There's so many things that you're going to lead them and teach them along the way, that those are the things that you need to start talking about now on social media. Making a picture of that and to say like, I was asked today if I felt like I could lead someone through our first 3 ranks. And my answer was yes. because of the system we have, because of the mentorship I provide, and like brag on yourself a little bit. Brag on yourself. You should brag on yourself a little bit. If your answer was yes, and you think you could get someone to executive, then that is amazing. The only reason why I joined Kristen Adams is because I believed in my soul that she could get me to where I wanted to go. I knew that she was a step ahead of me. And so when I joined her, all I thought was, it's me. This depends on me. This doesn't depend on her. She's going to show up every day. She's going to lead from the front. She's going to tell me what I need to do. And it's up to me if I'm going to do it. I'm the one that has to choose if I plug into the team, if I do what I'm supposed to, if I continue to plug into the resources. Nobody is going to come to your house and wake you up in the morning and start your Zoom for you and sit you down and give you your coffee and say, okay, I want you to sit on Taryn's Zoom for an hour. And then when you're done, I'm going to tell you what to do next. That's not how this works. And that's why most people fail at network marketing, because they think of it as a job, like you're the employee and you're waiting for your employer to come and to teach you and to coach you and to train you. But as the boss, you don't have that. So you have to go find the things. You have to plug into the extra things. Like even my husband in the landscaping business now, it's so crazy because do you know that they have conferences? I was like, what? There's landscaping conferences, but there are these people who have figured out how to be massively successful in landscaping. And then they have started a business and they have these conferences a couple times a year. And all the different landscape people can go to these conferences to learn and to grow in that. And you want to know something? It's a lot more than $150 to go, or $100 or whatever our tickets are. Like it's a lot more than that. And they go and they learn and they sit there and like there's no food paid for. There's no swag bag. There's no nothing. It's like you show up because you want to get better. And so that's my thing with convention is I really, and this might sound like, geez, I can't believe she's saying this, but I really judge who's in it and who's not by who goes to convention. I do. And Jake taught me that and has changed my life, where he said, Taryn, I would never build under someone who wasn't going to convention. And then he also told me before, if someone isn't willing, and if you like, I always want to make this little like side note because I think it's important. If you're like due to have a baby that week and you can't go, or you have like your son's wedding and it's like your son's wedding, you know, if you have something that you're like, I don't want to miss this, then I'm all about prioritizing family and not missing those things. Like I wouldn't miss my sister's wedding to go to a convention, just personally. It's my sister. It's like, that's what matters to me. So there are things that it matters to you, where maybe your daughter's finally competing in this gymnastic meet, or your son's in this huge baseball tournament and it's that weekend and you don't want to miss it. That's okay. But if you're just not going because you're like, I don't think I can take the work off, or I don't think I have the money, or like, I really just think it would be too hard, like, then that is no excuse. You need to go. Like you need to push yourself and you need to just go, because this is what's going to make you better. This is what's going to be there. And if you are plugging in and doing all the things, you're guaranteed to be successful. And if you're going to convention, or like April, you bought the VIP ticket, or anyone else who buys the VIP ticket, you should be bragging about that on social media, telling people this is what you're doing, because it shows that you're a serious leader. And that's who I would want to join. I would want to join someone that's constantly talking about what they're doing to help their people. So if you're like, just bought my convention ticket, convention is a non-negotiable for me, I show up, I'm bringing a team because I want to help and improve people's lives and push them to be the greatest they can be, like that is what's going to start to attract more people. So if you believe that you can hit executive, then amazing. You need to start, or you can get someone to hit executive. You need to start talking about it and posting about it at least once a week. I would say probably like intertwine it in at least 2 or 3 different posts per week, because you need to be telling people like, I'm your person. If you're going to join anyone in network marketing, I'm your person. You should join me. And do you think someone is getting that vibe from you right now? Think about going on your social media right now and looking at your page, or meeting you, maybe you run into someone at church or run into someone somewhere, are they going to be like, oh, dang, like, yeah, I want to join Alicia's team because she like does this for real. Think about the perspective of the person looking at you. Would they join you if they're friends with a bunch of people on here? Like, let's say the same person is friends with all of us on here and they see all of our posts and they see all of our stories. Who is this person going to be the most successful with? And you don't need to answer if you don't want, like, that's not, you don't have to answer, but you can. But think about like who they're going to be most successful with. It's actually a trick question. Because it's not the most successful with the person who has the highest paycheck or has helped that many people. You know who they're going to be most successful with? The person who can relate to them the most. And do you know who the person is that can relate to them the most? The person who figured out their brand and figured out who they are and who they're looking for, and they're standing there talking, and that person comes to you and says, I relate to you, I want to join your team. Because you build a team of people that are like you because they're attracted to you. So if you don't know who you are, you don't know who you're talking to, you don't even know what you have to offer, then nobody knows that you're talking to them. So you're not going to have people reaching out to you saying, hey, I want to join your team, because they don't even know what you're doing. They don't even understand the concept of what this team really is. So getting super clear on your brand is why we talk about that all the time, because it really is like, you can see that everything kind of leads into each other and leads into the next thing. If you don't feel like you can get someone to executive, I want you to listen to this because this is for you. If you're like, oh my gosh, if 3 people join my team right now, I don't even know I don't even know the first thing to do. I have no clue what I would do. Then you need to start learning the process after, because the more you learn the process of what it is that we do, then the more you're going to be able to feel that comfort. That, remember when April said that she was blocking the manifesting from happening? Okay. April, will you share that story really quick, like brief? Because there was a lot of people on this call that weren't on that call. And that was like, I've had multiple people bring that up, or I've seen them bring it up, like in the Breakfast Club chat or to you on this call. And I think that was huge.
So what I said was that, like, yeah, of course I wanted to win that trip to Red Rock. And I feel like I could have won it, but I didn't even submit my last photos, like my after photos. And I think that it's because I was like literally blocking myself. That is that weekend for Red Rock is my daughter Emery's first birthday. And I know that I just didn't want to be there. Like, because it would have been me and my husband. We could have brought Emery, and I was trying to convince myself, like, oh, that would be a nice first birthday. But in the back of my mind, I know I was thinking my daughter, Claire, and my son, David, would be so bummed to not be with her on our first birthday. So I just know that that was a block, and that's why I didn't win. Like, I don't mean to sound like big-headed or anything like that, but I just feel like if I wanted it bad enough, I would have won it. And like not submitting my final photo, like, is there any bigger, like I literally ruined it for myself. So
you know what? I am going to ask Kristen Wyatt if she will come on one of our calls and be our guest speaker in the morning about this, because I guarantee you, I know for a 100% fact that she manifested this trip to win. And I don't know that, like, she didn't ever tell me that, but I know how she is, and I know the person she is, and she's really big on this. And she told me that she was going to win, and she said it. And that's exactly how it was for me when I did win the QFit challenge, like when I first joined Q and they released the whole QFit program. Like the old program, I was in a contest and I finished top 6. And I kept saying from the beginning, I was like, I will be on that stage. I will be in the top 6. It's happening. I'm going to finish. And I did. And so you could be blocking what's happening. And by blocking this results, in your head by not knowing what to do with these people. So your fear is, I'm going to fail these people. I don't even know what to do when they sign up. So that thought is in your subconscious of, I don't know what to do when these people sign up. That's why they're not signing up with you. Because you don't truly believe that 100% in your soul. So you're not pushing people past their own limiting beliefs to join you. And that is my biggest secret of how I get so many people to join my team consistently. So I always push people past their own limiting beliefs. And if I think someone's good and they've told me that they have pain points that I know for a fact that Q can help with, I am relentless. I do not give up on them, and I push them and push them and push them and push them because I'm like, hey, we're coming out of the box. I'm not letting you live here. I know that I can help you. I know that I know how to do it. I know that this would benefit you. Get out of your box. Let's go. I'm here to push you out and make you better. And I will tell people that, like, hey, I just told this girl, Rhonda, who I've been trying to recruit, and I'm patient with people. It's all on their timing too, but I want them to know I'm not giving up on them and I didn't stop pursuing them. But I sent her a message the other day. I was like, hey, me again. It's like, I know you haven't responded in like 6 messages, but read my messages. I want to talk to you. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're so funny. Haha, whatever. We like talked about COVID for a little bit. And then now what I'm doing is I'm sending her information because we have similar beliefs on this stuff. And so I'm sending her like articles and things that I find that I know that she would be interested in reading. And then I also sent her this sermon the other day where they were talking all about fear and people that are afraid of COVID right now in the pandemic. And they're like staying in their houses and haven't seen anyone in their family in so long. Like, and this is how she was feeling. And so I'm like, listen to this. So now I'm not just trying to give her information about Q. I'm trying to help her and show her that I'm a person who's consistently showing up in her inbox. I am a person that she is looking up to because I'm bringing her information and I'm already helping her to grow and to learn. And I'm like, oh, you need to do this devotional with me? Or have you ever read this book? You should read this book on parenting. Or, you know, all of these things. Like, you have to be able to help someone make them better. So be relentless and push people. If you believe in yourself, you will push them. If you have that doubt, even 1%, you're not going to push them. When you say, I really want you to join my team, I just get on this call and they're like, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to. And you're like, okay. Like, cause you're like, I'm just going to like, and that's actually, so this is crazy. You guys are going to be a little mind blown with this. So the number one thing that I see people will come to me and say, I don't know why I haven't signed any ambassadors. I first ask, how many IPA sheets have you done over the last 2 months? And then I evaluate if we need to do more IPA sheets or not, because maybe some people aren't just putting in the work, but most people are putting in the work that are coming to me. They're like, I'm doing 5 sheets every week and I have 2 months worth in a binder right now. So what I will do with some people who really want to know, like, why am I not signing people, is I'll be like, okay, grab the people that you've invited onto a call, or all the people from it's even easier if you grab like all the people on your follow-up section. Like, I have a follow-up section on my IPA sheet, like all the people I'm following up with. So if you grab all the people that you've been following up with for 2 months, I want you to open up Messenger and I want to see your guys' conversation. And I guarantee you, I have actually never seen this not happen, but I know that there are people out there where this is happening too, but I've never seen it happen. I guarantee you, I open their phone and I look at the messages, and the person, you, the ambassador, haven't pushed them past their limiting beliefs enough, and you just bow out. Like, they're like, yeah, I just don't know. I think I just need to talk to my husband and I'll message you in like a week or so and let you know what he says. Okay. Like, okay is not the response to that. Like, that is not just okay. So a really good tip I have for you is, when you get to this point in the conversation, take screenshots of it and send it to someone who can help you figure this out. And because I don't always like to add people in a 3-way. Sometimes they're like not ready, or sometimes I just feel like I'm like, I don't really know. And so I would rather take screenshots and send it to someone and say, what do you think I should say next? And that's the only way you're going to learn, is if then your sponsor or your leader, whoever's coaching you, even a sideline, I mean, heck, it doesn't even have to be an upline. It could be a total sideline or even a downline where you're like, hey, what would you say next to this? And then we would tell you what to say. And then you'll learn through that process of like, okay, this is what I need to say. So it's really the only way you're going to learn, because we don't have on the job training where you're sitting next to me all day in my office learning how to respond to people. So it's really the only way to do that. So don't feel like you're bothering someone or you're like being annoying or you should know this stuff. Come on, figure it out. Like, and none of that is true. We want you to come to us and say, what do I say next in this situation? And that is what's going to actually help you. So it's not that people aren't signing up with you and they're not interested. You're not doing something wrong. You just stopped the process before it was over. You just admitted defeat before you were defeated. You had 1% doubt and you have some sort of limiting belief deep down inside of you that won't allow you to push people to sign up, where you bow out so fast. Like, stand up in the fight and be like, I will finish. I will be here until the end. I will get this person to join me because I know I can give them value. I know that they have pain points that Q can help. And I know that I can get them to where they need to be. And you show up and you're there and you're bold and you're in their face. Now, if you don't think you can get someone to where they need to be, then that's usually when you're like bowing out and you're admitting defeat kind of early. So to know how to get someone to executive, this is like the easiest thing. So this isn't a long explanation at all. So I'm going to share my screen and I want to show you something. So if you're not on my team, then I don't know what this process looks like for your team, but you're more than welcome to plug into any of my stuff that I show you. Totally fine. But what's so cool is if you go into the Freedom Movement, this is our team page. And the cover photo is our weekly schedule. And it shows you the wake up calls are on my Zoom ID that we're on right now. And all opportunity presentations are on this one. And then it shows you wake up and then the opportunity presentations. Okay. So you can see the weekly schedule. It never changes. It's always the same. But if you go here, so see how it says unread announcements 3? There's 3 things that are pinned in this top section. So a lot of people don't know this, but so if you have 3, they're showing 1 is right here. And if you click see all, you will see all 3. So this is the first one. This tells you all about the opportunity calls that are coming up this week. And I need to update it. It's always updated though in time. So I'll update it so you guys can see the calls changing, but this tells you all about the opportunity calls that we have. And it tells you exactly scripts to use to invite. It tells you it's every Tuesday through Friday. These are the times. Here's how you can invite people. Literally all of these scripts. This, all these examples, more examples, to show you exactly what to say to people. Like, I mean, look at all these examples. Like, are you even kidding me? If anyone doesn't know what to say, now you know. So all of these things, okay, all on there, and they're all there. This is the first thing that's pinned. So if you ever need opportunity graphics, they're at the very top. The second thing that's pinned is this, wake up calls. In the comments is all of the recordings of these morning calls. So if you miss a call, you can just go on here and you can just click on it. You can also go to my YouTube channel and find them there too. The third thing that's posted is my favorite thing, and it's duplication. So it starts with a picture because this is the most important thing. This is your ambassador checklist. These are questions that if you're not using an application like I'm using to get people to join you, then these are at least the 4 questions that you need to be asking them. Can you start with a 100 PV order? At least. Can you go through our launch academy within 24 to 48 hours? Are you committed to ordering 100 PV every month? And are you willing to learn something new and grow even if things get hard? And then what I used to do, because I have the application now, but what I used to do after number 4, and they would tell me yes, I would say, for how long? And then I would kind of laugh and they would be like, oh my gosh, I don't know. And I would say at least 90 days, because if I'm going to train you, I want you to commit to be here for at least 90 days. If you're not ready to commit to 90 days, then just be a customer. And that's literally what I say. And that might give you anxiety, like, oh my gosh, like, and then what if it turns them away? I almost had an ambassador. Let me tell you, it's better to turn someone away by telling the truth of what it's going to entail than putting 10, 20 hours into a person that turns around and walks away. Way better. And you know what happens when that person comes in and you spend all that time and then they turn around and walk away? Not only did you waste your time, I mean, yes, did you improve their life? Did you give them something? Of course, we want to make, everyone's life better. So at least we were able to make an impact while they were here. And that was your process in their journey, and that's okay. But I wouldn't want to train someone in how Q works and the functions of Q for them to leave in 90 days or to leave in 2 months, because now that's a waste of time. They'll never need to know that information about Q Sciences again. And I just missed out on dinner with my family, bonfire with my cousin. I missed out on having lunch with my kids because I was on Zoom, because I was pouring into someone who wasn't the right person. So if you do this, I just want you to know, if you're not asking people these questions on here, you're choosing to want an ambassador more than you want a family. I'm just telling you that honestly, because by not reading these, you can't tell if someone's the right person, and now you're choosing them over your kids. Think of that. This is so important. You almost want someone to say no to these, to be like, yes, I saved myself. I didn't do it. And then be like, you know what? Let's have you be a customer. Let's get you a bunch of products to start with. I'm going to send you some samples. And then in a couple of weeks, then let's talk about upgrading you, because there's time sensitive bonuses on the table and I don't want you to miss out on them. So let's just wait. And then in a couple of weeks, we can move forward. Does that sound good? That's what you want to do. April, are you going to say something? Or no?
Yeah, I was gonna say, just you saying that, I would just had the thought of it's showing that we are dedicated to helping them win. We're being upfront and honest, and we would be doing them a disservice. So I don't know, that was a light bulb moment for me, because I even have been hesitant to send that out, but now 100% I will always have them fill out that application before, because that's I don't know, setting expectations, and I don't want to be let down. But yes, that's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, it's so true. And people are more actually drawn to this than they are repelled from it. I have only turned away one person. Everyone else has said yes to all my questions. And I talk to a lot of people. So people love when I'm serious and I tell them and think about if you were joining this company and the person asked you these questions and they made it sound like this is so serious. This is a serious thing. This is a business. I'm going to help to take you to where you need to go. I'm going to do all these things. Imagine you would be like, oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah, I want to be on your team because this person's awesome. That's what you want. So this is the little graphic that tells you the checklist, and you can recreate this. I'll post this, or I can send this to you if you want, or take a screenshot. But you can even make this your own. If you're on a different team or you want it to say your team name, put your team name at the bottom, or, whatever, make your own checklist, think of your own questions, make it into a little graphic and send it to people. Awesome. So the instructions though on this post are, this is what is the gold. Okay. This is what's going to teach you exactly what to do when you get an ambassador. So duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Every time you sign a new ambassador, make sure you walk them through these steps. It is your job as the sponsor to make sure you set them up for success. If you're new here, reach out to the person who signed up. You can always message me. So it tells you step 1. So right after you sign someone up, you create a 3-way chat with the new person and your sponsor and rename it Sally's Support Chat. or something along those lines and send them this message. Save this to your phone. So Aubrey talks about text replacement. This should be set up as a text replacement in your phone. So if you don't know text replacement, if you're on an iPhone, you go to settings and then keyboard and then text replacement, and you put this in your text replacement. So all you can do is type a little code word, whatever you set it as. Mine is new amb. So new AMB, all one word. And when I type that out, it automatically populates and puts this whole message right there in the message for me. So when I sign a new ambassador, I don't have to go find this post and find the words and copy it and figure out what I'm going to say. It's already in my phone. I type. Once they say, okay, I just did it, I signed up. I'm going to, if they're not already in a three-way with me and another person, I will add them. And then I say, oh my gosh, yay. I wanted to put us all together. Welcome Sally to the team. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. This chat is a support chat for you to ask any questions. It's extremely important you get it done within 24 to 48 hours. The whole process will take you about 2. You can bust it out in one sitting or break it up. Here's the link. When do you think you'll be able to get this done? Message us when you're done with 11 steps. And then it says under here, follow up if you don't hear from them when they said that they were going to get it done by, and check in. So if they say, oh, I'll be able to have it done by this weekend, then on Monday, if you haven't heard from them, hey, what's up? How did it go doing that launch link? We really got to get this going. So put reminders in your calendar to remember to follow up with them if you have a tendency of forgetting things. So if you sign someone brand new and they're like, yep, I'm going to finish this Monday, put it in there Monday, make yourself a little reminder right away. So step 2, after they finish the Launch Academy, you will need to schedule their Fab 5 with them so you can invite their closest people to take a look at what they're doing. This is best done 48 hours of them completing the Launch Academy. If you've never presented the opportunity slides before on Zoom, grab your mentor or closest leader and ask them to help you. And you can also search this group for hashtag Fab5 to find verbiage ideas on inviting people. So you can just tag them right in that post. So if you go to search and you do hashtag Fab5 and press enter, this first post comes up, and this is all the verbiage of how to invite people. So you can tag your brand new person in this post, like all of these guys have, and you can say, hey, so-and-so, here's all the verbiage for your call tomorrow night. So it's all right in there. So if you don't know what tools are available for you when it comes to signing new ambassadors, that could be why you're not signing them. So right now, to get yourself prepared to bring on a new ambassador, what you want to do is, I would set up, April had a really good idea, and she's like, everyone should have this text replacement set up in their phone now so that they're ready for their new ambassador to come. So if you don't have this set up, this is your homework for today, is to get this text replacement and to put it in your phone. If you don't have an Apple phone, then go on Google and type in, how do I do text replacement on a Samsung or on a whatever Galaxy, blah, 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 whatever you have, just put it in Google, it'll tell you. And you're going to create these shortcuts so that when you get your ambassador, they will come. So you already know the first 3 steps when someone signs up. So you know that you can get them. And guess what? Our system is so easy because this launch link, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but this launch link, hold on, it like glitched out. Okay, so this launch link that you click on, this is 12 steps. Oh, I added a step. Oh. I feel like this got moved around. Okay, anyway, sorry. But this is it's all the steps right here that your person is going to go through and they're going to learn. So if you haven't gone through this, if you haven't gone through all these, I highly recommend you take a minute today to also go through this and to see exactly, or maybe you just went through it because maybe you are new or you were launched in the last few months and you're like, yeah, I went through this. We started doing this in January. So if you've joined since January, you went through this yourself. But if you don't remember the steps you took, or maybe you were doing it from a perspective of, I need to learn this, now go through it and look at it as a perspective of, this is what I'm training on. Like, this is what my new person is being taught. So you can see what exactly they're being taught and what they're going to know. So they print out the launch document. And after they print out the launch document, what, Skylar? Okay, be really quiet. So they print out the launch document. Kayla's here, she just pulled in. If you print this out, they're going to learn all of this stuff, because they're also going to, sorry, I have to like go back and forth by like sharing and unsharing, or else it won't work. Because they also are going to walk through the launch video that Kristen does right here on YouTube. So they're going to learn who Kristen is. They're going to learn all the basics they need to on a launch document, everything that they need to think of. They're also going to join the Freedom Movement. They're going to join Q News and learn about when Q News goes live. They're going to print off their IPA sheets and learn how to do them. They're going to learn our team schedule. They're going to go through the whole Q Sciences welcome page that Q has for us to tell them all the important things about becoming an ambassador. They're going to learn the basics of social media, get their ideas for the month and their content, print out a branding worksheet and fill it out. And then they're going to print this out to track who's shown interest in their business so that they can be set up for success and stay organized. And then they're going to fill out all their answers on this form. You personally don't have to do any of this. You don't have to take time out of your schedule at all in your day to do this. This is done for you. The system is meant to carry all the heavy weight so that we don't have to do it. Instead of teaching someone all of these things like we used to, now you can go have lunch with your kids. Now you can go to the park. Now you can go on date night. Now you can take Sundays off. Now you can take evenings off. Now you can take, you now have the freedom to do that because you created a system that will give someone the same information. As long as you're putting the right person through the program, they're going to come out the other side awesome. So I hope that that gives you the confidence to feel like I can sign someone up. Even if you're brand new and you have no idea what you're doing yourself, all you have to do is go to those steps. And a huge tip that I have for you is to get on these morning calls or to watch the recordings and to take notes on them. Like, if you're not taking notes on these calls, oh my gosh, honestly, you're never going to retain all this information. And being on the calls is just a waste of time because you're not even getting all the information in it. You don't have to take notes on every single thing that even I say, but you should be taking notes on ideas that come into your head, like an ideas pad of like, oh, that's a good idea. I need to make that post. I need to go through, okay, my homework for the day. My homework for the day is what Taryn just said. Because some of you now are probably like, oh, what homework? I don't even remember what she said the homework was. So that's a huge tip of like writing that down of like, okay, this is good. Because what I'm telling you, like the people who write this down and then go do it are the people who are coachable. And those are the people that are going to be successful in this business, because you're not going to if you don't have that ability to do that. So the last thing I want to tell you is super quick. It's about the book. It's your day. So today is day 12. And I want you to know that the focus today is about the words that you're using. So I want you to pay really close attention today to any negative talk that you have about money or anyone around you has about money. Think of anything that's limiting, anything that's doubting, saying words like, I can't afford that. That's too expensive. I'll never be able to have that. I wish I could have that. We're not going to say anything like that. We're taking things for granted. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of this house. Like I was at my mom's house the other day. My mom, if you've been in my mom's house, my mom has a beautiful house, like in a magazine where you're like, this is insane. It's like it's the inside's all like wilderness and there's like huge elk on the wall and everything's like log cabin and these big wooden trees like through her middle of her living room. And it's like a beautiful house, but she lives there and she's more modern. And so she was complaining about her house the other day and she was like, I can't stand this house. This house is so ugly. I can't wait to redo this. I can't stand this house. Like, this is so, it's like, and I told her, I was like, oh my gosh, stop saying that. Like, stop dissing your house and taking it for granted like that. Like, I was like, hurry up and take it back because it's going to be gone. Like you aren't like, don't even talk like that. Like even things like that, I'm realizing with this manifesting. So the power of your words are so important. So today I want you to be mindful of those things. And in order for me to be mindful of this, I'm going to make a Post-it note today that says, watch your words. And I'm going to put it on my computer because I'm going to be working in here all day. And so I'm going to look at this Post-it all day, like watch your words. What are your words saying? You know, or maybe write like, if everything you said came true, would you say it? Just like writing that down, you know, like being very careful of your words in general. But we're going to think of like all of these phrases as bad words, like you're a kid and you're not allowed to say them. And so think of the things that you say, like, what was the other one? Oh, I don't have any money. Like, oh no, sorry, I can't go out to dinner. I'm broke. Or I can't have money. Okay, those are the things that you're not saying. So instead of thinking that you're broke, you should say all the things instead, like, I can't afford to go out to dinner. I'm choosing not to go. Or even saying things like, I love being so rich and wealthy that I can do blank. Or I have so much money flowing into my bank account right now. It's so exciting. Or wow, everything is so cheap. I can afford so much. Saying things like that out loud, because you're matching the vibration of everything that's happening around you. And then this is something I highlighted that I really thought was interesting in the book. She said, you create your reality every single second of the day by how you think and how you're perceiving things. You are constantly co-creating with your creator. And you have the power to decide what it is you want. Whatever you want, you can have it. Speak it into existence on a daily basis. The $1,000 you're trying to manifest from daily lessons in this book that she's teaching us, it's already in your wallet. It's already in your bank account. It's already there. You already have the money. And really remembering this, not self-sabotaging, self-limiting, you know, all your bad words and things that you're bringing yourself down on. So today we're going to do some journaling and ask yourself these 5 different questions. I'll put them in the Breakfast Club chat so you have them. But it's things like, what are some limiting phrases that you said today that you really need to stop saying, or things that you say all the time? Where do you think that those things came from? When did you start saying them? Can you see how they've been manifesting into your reality? Can you find examples of literally living out what you're saying? And can you replace these limiting phrases with opposite counterparts of positive? And which phrases are you committed to saying from now on to create the reality you do want? Because you're going to write down these phrases so that you can repeat them. And then tomorrow's day 13, and it's called Your Gut is Talking, Listen Up. So tomorrow will be really good too. So I'll post these questions. So that's part of your homework too today, because that'll really help you. Tonight, we're having a team call that we normally do, but it's actually going to be different because we're going to be partnering with Nicole Trigg, Kristen Adams, and Kalina Raboyne. We're all going to be on together with our teams because we are going to be teaching you exactly how to get people to sign up for Bloom. So we released Bloom on Friday, and it's our new women empowerment group that we're having, where you buy any of the promo packs that came out, you get automatically added. It's going to actually be a website. And so we're going to talk more about what the site is going to have. We're going to talk about how exactly you're going to follow up and get people to do this with you, because what we're going to teach you tonight is going to help you get anywhere from 5 to 10 new people participating in this challenge this experience, this growth to bloom into the person they want to be. It's going to help you get 5 to 10 new people plugged into your business and signed up with this promo by the end of this month. So think of 5 people to 10 people joining your business by the end of this month and bringing 1,000 or more new volume into your business just by this end of this week. Where would you be at promo wise? Would you hit executive, Erin? Maybe. Would someone, so don't just think like, oh, I have this one person. Think like bigger. Like, what if I brought in 1,000 new volume this month? Where would that bring me? You know how to sign them now. You know how to do it. And with the training on the call tonight, everyone is going to be totally confident in how to do this. So message your team. I'm going to post the graphic when I get off this call too. Thanks for being on. I appreciate it. I always look forward to my morning calls. You guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you tonight on the call. So bye.